There are moments in life you might brush off as coincidence, when in fact they are signs you simply haven't noticed yet. Each year the universe completes its orbit, and along with it sends invisible waves of energy that touch every zodiac sign. No one stands outside that circle. The only difference is some are awakened, others are not. The year 2025 marks what we call a convergence of energy. On one hand, it carries the potential to unlock extraordinary luck in career, love, and finances. But on the other hand, if you unknowingly go against the frequency that is here to support you, what should have succeeded may dissolve. What should have been an opportunity may turn into a challenge. And the scariest part? Most of us don't even realize why things suddenly feel difficult, simply because we live by habit, preference, and ego, instead of the energy that is truly calling our name. The universe always sends signs in advance, but very few are tuned in enough to hear. Not every dream is a hallucination. Not every repeating number is just random. Not every day is just another day. And if you're still watching this video at this very moment, then perhaps you're one of the rare few who have begun to hear the call. The universe doesn't send emails. It doesn't knock on your door. It simply repeats. It shows you numbers that seem meaningless until you pause and ask yourself, why this number again? You see 222 while thinking of someone. You receive a bill for $6.66 on a day when you're anxious about money. You're assigned room 7 just as you were about to give up and start over. These are not coincidences. These are frequencies being awakened. And for Cancer, the sign ruled by the moon, someone whose heart is soft as the tides, yet whose inner strength is like stone beneath the waves, 2025 is a year where 3 numbers will appear again and again, like sacred codes from the universe. 1 number will remind you of the love you truly deserve. 1 will help you secure what belongs to your financial safety. And 1 will bring you back to your true path after years of wandering. So now, listen closely, not with your ears, but with that feeling inside that makes your breath catch when you realize, yes, that number is mine. And now that you've opened your heart to listen, to feel, to allow yourself to connect with the messages the universe has been patiently sending, it's time to step into the most important part. These 3 numbers, 3 sacred frequencies chosen for Cancer in 2025, will each guide you to a doorway: love, finances, and career. Let us walk together, one step at a time, into the mystery, into the gift that the universe has prepared, so you can turn it into something truly beautiful. In the year 2025, the energy flowing into Cancer's love life carries 2 distinct tones. One is an intense longing to connect more deeply than ever before. The other, a quiet exhaustion that stems from old wounds that have yet to be healed. You may feel that you're giving too much and not receiving enough in return, or find yourself repeatedly caught in relationships that echo the same kind of pain. The universe is not punishing you. It simply wants you to pause, reflect, and realign your own frequency. And you will notice when you're drifting off course, numbers begin to show up as subtle warnings. You may see the number 2 appearing repeatedly, especially during moments of loneliness within a relationship, when all you truly desire is for someone to understand you without needing an explanation. That is when the universe whispers, listen to your emotions, pause, and truly connect. Do not chase a love that doesn't return the energy you give. The number 2 represents connection, empathy, and true love, not fleeting passion, but the quiet kind of love that understands without words. Why not another number? Because only 2 carries the frequency of emotional harmony, the very thing Cancer seeks in every connection. This number is your ally when you feel the urge to open your heart to someone, to go on a date, to send an apology, or to pen a letter soaked in truth. Number 2 does not just lead you to love, it helps you love the right person at the right time. Cancer is the sign of the heart. You love through instinct, you respond with your soul, and often you get hurt by a love you once believed to be real. The number 2 is not only symbolic of couples, it embodies unspoken understanding, like when you're silently grieving and you just want someone to sit beside you without asking a single thing. In tarot, the number 2 aligns with the High Priestess, a card of intuition and the quiet depths of the soul. And did you know? Among all 12 signs, Cancer is the only one ruled by the moon, the very symbol of softness, rhythm, and soul-deep connection. And if you're wondering, how do I not miss the moments when the universe is trying to reach me? The answer is not through grand gestures, but through simple actions, subtle enough that your heart can recognize them, yet powerful enough to open a new current of connection. On the second day of each month, do something small for your heart. Write a letter, send a message, or go on a date around 2:00 p.m. That moment is when your soul opens to connect. You may ask, is there any logic to this? The truth is, choosing a specific time to pause and act is not blind belief. It is a way to set a rhythm between your emotion and your action. In numerology, the number 2 is the frequency of connection and intuition. When you consciously align yourself with it, you're not gambling, you are synchronizing your inner world with the cosmic energy that wants to uplift you. And sometimes, a small moment placed in the right spot can shift the entire course of a relationship. Love is emotion, but sustaining love requires stability. Love may warm your heart, but it is financial grounding that allows your heart to rest in peace. For Cancer, money has never been about how much you earn. It is about having enough to protect the ones you love. Enough so no one at home has to worry. Enough so that when a storm arrives, you are the one holding up the umbrella for others. But in 2025, that very belief will be tested. There may be moments where no matter how hard you work, money seems to slip through your hands, or you may carry an uneasy sense of not being secure enough, even when your income is stable. And then the universe will begin to send signs. A bill arrives on the 6th. You wake up at exactly 6:00 a.m. for several days in a row. You try to transfer funds and the transaction ends in 666. These are not coincidences. They are gentle nudges. Perhaps you're shouldering financial anxiety alone. Perhaps you're holding on to money with fear, not trust. Perhaps it's time to shift from merely surviving to truly growing. In numerology, the number 6 is known as the number of protection, nourishment, and intentional finance. It does not push you to take risks, it helps you stabilize. It does not force you to earn excessively, it teaches you to use what you have wisely. This is the number of people who build financial foundations, not to show off, but to create lasting security. And why not number 8, which is often linked to wealth? Because Cancer does not seek power, you seek long-term peace. And why not number 5? Because you are not here to chase thrill, you are here to protect. Number 6 is the frequency closest to your true nature, realistic enough to speak with money, and warm enough to make it stay. If you are planning to spend on anything related to family, home, insurance, education for your children, or wish to start a side project that brings in extra income without disrupting your rhythm, then choose the 6th day to begin. Send that email, sign that contract, or submit that proposal between 6:00 and 6:30 morning or evening, when nurturing energy is most accessible. Moments that seem small, if timed well, can mark the beginning of a new financial cycle, where instead of being ruled by worry, you are actively cultivating abundance for yourself and the people you love. But for this energy to truly support you, it must be repeated with consistent, purposeful actions, small steps taken with awareness and aligned with what you genuinely wish to create. On the 6th day of each month, refresh your financial space. Sit for 6 minutes simply to give thanks for what you have and what you are building. Write down 6 things you're proud of regarding your money management, no matter how small. Outline a 6-step plan for a practical financial goal, and pick one step to begin that very day. This isn't superstition. This is your way of synchronizing with the frequency that is already here to support you. When you do this regularly, money will no longer be a source of stress. It will become a resource you manage with kindness and quiet intelligence. If you feel something inside you has just shifted, tap the subscribe button, because the journey of decoding these frequencies has only just begun. You've taken care of your emotions, you've brought clarity to your finances, but there's another space, one that deeply influences your financial life, and that is your career. This is the place you often keep silent about, where your quiet dreams live, the pressures you hide, and where sometimes you feel a little lost. In 2025, the energy influencing Cancer's career is no longer asking, "What are you doing?" but rather, "Who are you becoming through your work?" You might feel torn between two paths. One is the familiar job that no longer inspires you. The other is a calling within, unclear yet persistent. This is exactly when the universe begins to send signs. You dream of quitting. You keep seeing number 707 on the clock, 77 views on an old email, or license plates full of sevens, just when you're thinking of change. These may seem like small details, but they're not. They are the universe's clearest whisper. It's time to reconnect with the career path that truly aligns with your soul. In astrology and numerology, the number 7 represents the inner journey, awakening, and discovering one's unique path. It is not for the crowd. It is for those willing to go inward in search of deeper answers. It is not number 1, because this is not the time for impulsive beginnings. It is not number 9, because you are not at the end. Number 7 appears precisely when you must pause, not to rest, but to clearly see what is truly calling you forward. You should use the number 7 for decisions that shape your long-term direction. Applying for a role you've never tried before, enrolling in a course that deepens your skills, or finally starting a path that's been quietly growing in your heart. The 7th day of the month is ideal for brainstorming, planning, or speaking with someone who truly inspires you. Between 7 o'clock and 7:30 morning or evening, your intuition and spiritual guidance are strongest. That's when you don't just think, you hear what you truly need. Because understanding alone isn't enough. You must begin touching reality little by little until what you feel is true becomes what you live each day. On the 7th day of each month, take time not to act, but to observe. Write down 7 things you would love to experience in your career if money or fear were no obstacle. Sit in silence for 7 minutes and ask yourself, if I could start again today, what would I choose? Write down one small action you can take that week to move closer to the version of your career you truly wish to live. This is not fantasy. This is the universe gently nudging the door that's been waiting, and the moment you knock, it opens. Thank you for staying with this video till the very end. If you feel like you're standing at a crossroads, unsure of which way to go next, then perhaps the universe is using these very numbers to speak on your behalf, expressing what you haven't yet been able to name. Take a moment now, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what do I truly need at this moment? A love that feels safe enough to open your heart? A stable financial foundation that allows you to move forward in peace? Or a career path that finally feels aligned with who you really are? Leave a comment below, share the number you feel most connected to, or the one you hope the universe is trying to send you. That is how you take the first step toward aligning with the energy that's waiting to flow in your direction. The more clearly you name it, the easier it is for that frequency to find you. If what you just heard made you feel seen, guided, or uplifted, hit the subscribe button and share this video with other Cancerians you care about. That is how we stay connected and how you won't miss the next moment when the universe sends a new sign your way. Because who knows, next time it may be you who feels it most clearly. This frequency is calling my name. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.